In the heart of Tonea City, where streets hummed with hidden melodies and lampposts flickered in time with distant bass lines, there lived a boy who didn't just love music, he breathed it. His name was Tunner. He wasn't the flashiest, not the loudest, not the fastest. But when he began to sing, everything around him fell still. His voice was like an old vinyl record, warm, slightly crackling, full of soul. He could sing about anything. The rain tapping on the window, a lost sock under the bed, the stars that never sleep at night. And every song became something bigger, something real. Tunner didn't play expensive instruments. He only had one guitar, old, scratched, with one string that always rang just a little out of tune, but he never replaced it. "That string is my lucky charm," he'd say. And when he played, no one noticed the imperfection, because in his music there was no room for mistakes, only sincerity. But the most important thing, Tunner never sang alone. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the skyline, he'd make his way to their favorite place, the roof of forgotten chords. It was an old, weathered rooftop above a closed-down cinema that once showed films about musical robots. Now there were no seats, no screens, just wind, graffiti, and ancient speakers that still worked, if you kicked them hard enough. That's where they all gathered. First to arrive was always Pinky, pink as sunrise, loud as the first chord at a midnight concert. She couldn't stand still. Her hands were always moving, clapping, snapping, drumming on anything nearby. Her voice, like a synth that never powered down, turning giggles into hooks, sneezes into choruses, chaos into catchy melodies. Right behind her, buzzing like electricity, came Flicka, tiny, fast, covered in blinking LEDs like a walking Christmas tree. Her fingers flew across drum pads faster than the eye could follow. She would turn a staircase, a trash can lid, or even someone's chattering teeth into a full percussion set. "Rhythm is life," she'd shout, and everyone would laugh, then start dancing. Then came Bosick, heavy-footed, making the floor tremble with every step. Chrome-plated with subwoofers built into his chest. He rarely spoke, but when he played, everyone felt it. His bass lines traveled through walls, through clothes, through skin, and settled right in your heart. He was power, depth, the dark wave that carried you, even when you were tired. From the shadows, as always, emerged Tox. Dark, mysterious. Hood pulled low. He didn't smile, didn't shout. But when he began to play, everything changed. His sounds were like fog, heavy, slow, beautiful. They added story, depth, mystery. And Garnold? He always arrived last. Yellow, calm, like a sunset. He never rushed, never yelled. But when he began to move, the whole world softened. His motions were like the bass line holding everything together. He was the foundation, the anchor, the friend who always listened. And Tunner? He was the one who brought them all together. He'd sit in the center, pick up his old guitar, tune his lucky string, and begin. Sometimes with a quiet ballad, sometimes and with a raw, gritty rock riff, sometimes just a single chord and a pause. And then the others would feel it. Where to go next. Pinky would catch the melody, turning it into a glittering pop anthem. Clicka would layer in rhythm, sharp, wild, unpredictable. Basic would enter with a bass line deep as the ocean. Tox would whisper into the mic, wrapping the song in atmosphere, as if the night itself were singing along. Garnold would begin to sway, slow, steady, like a metronome keeping them all in time. And then, magic would happen. Not because it was perfect, but because it was real. One night, they decided to host the night without a name. "Let's play whatever comes to mind," Tunner said. "No genres, no rules, just feel it." Pinky jumped onto a drain pipe, stomping her heels. A glitchy beat emerged. Clicka added syncopated claps, like heartbeats. Basic dropped in with a bass line, deep as the ocean. Tox layered in wind sounds, recorded from an abandoned tunnel. Garnold began to move, slow, smooth, like a pendulum. And Tunner, he just sang. About what? He didn't even know. About light, about fear, about friends, about how good it feels to just be yourself. And suddenly, it all clicked. People gathered below. Some cried, some laughed, some just stood there, eyes closed, swaying in time. No one knew what to call it. It wasn't pop, wasn't jazz, wasn't electronic. It was them. This is called us, Pinky laughed. This is called home, Tunner whispered softly. And everyone cheered, not with hands, with their whole bodies. But of course, it wasn't always easy. One day, the city officials declared street music is a violation of order. Rooftops, banned. Streets, banned. Parks, banned. Fines, confiscations, threats. The crew was heartbroken. Some wanted to give up. But Tunner? He just smiled. They can ban rooftops, he said, but they can't ban us. And so, Project Quiet Explosion was born. They split up. Each went to a different corner of the city. Tunner went to the children's hospital, singing lullabies to kids who couldn't sleep. His voice calmed them better than any medicine. Pinky hit the playground, turning children's laughter into melodies. Garnold stood at the bus stop, his movements inspiring strangers to clap in perfect rhythm. Klicka invaded the library, transforming page turns into percussion. Basic rocked a construction site, blending his bass with excavator rumbles, making workers dance on break. Tox rode the subway, turning echoes into immersive soundscapes. Within a week, the whole city was singing. Not loudly, not rebelliously, just differently. People began to notice beauty in everyday sounds. Rain tapping, doors creaking, heels clicking. And they began to add their own, clapping, humming, dancing. The city officials surrendered. You're not breaking order, the mayor admitted. You're creating something greater. Years passed. Klicka opened a school called Rhythm in Everyone. Basic released an album that topped every chart. Tox started performing without his hood. Audiences gasped at how beautiful he looked in the spotlight. Pinky became a TikTok sensation. Her wild mashups racking up millions of views. Garnold? He became the musical grandfather. Kids came to him to learn how to feel the beat. And Tunner? He never left. He still sits on that rooftop. Still tunes his old guitar. Still smiles when someone picks up his melody. Because to Tunner, music isn't about hits, or fame, or records. It's about friendship, it's about freedom, it's about love expressed in sound. And every evening, as the sun sets and the city holds its breath for just a moment, if you listen closely, you'll hear him. The gentle strum of strings, the warmth of his voice, Pinky's laugh, Klicka's snap, Garnold's step, Basic's rumble, Tox's whisper. It's Tunner. He begins. And the whole world joins in. Because no matter where he is, no matter where they are, music always finds its way. And it will always, always sound louder when you're together.